Hi, well, I'm WWE superstar Cesaro. I'm here with Mr. Austin Creed for Up, Up, Down, Down, and watch LPL playoffs.
I am WWE superstar Austin Creed, the host of the gaming channel Up, Up, Down, Down, and like Cesaro said, we're here for the LPL playoffs. So WWE, World Wrestling Entertainment, is essentially the greatest form of entertainment on the planet. It couples incredible feats of athleticism with amazing storytelling. So it's essentially, if you take things like all these superhero movies that everyone loves so much, but you come to see them in a live perspective, in a 360-degree audience, it's the only form of entertainment that has that currently. And it's the greatest show on the face of the earth.
Yeah. I think WWE fans and esports fans are super passionate. They know everything about their favorite player or favorite superstar. They follow them on social media, on television, on wherever they can. They try to find as much. They show so much support, and it's that passion, that culture that we share with esports.
Well, that's pretty much the same thing. I like to say it's the same kind of nerd.
Yes.
We all went through a phase where we were getting made fun of for watching wrestling, or we all went through a phase where we were getting made fun of for playing video games, and then we became adults and we never stopped. And now those things are at the top of the entertainment charts, and everybody now wants a piece of the pie. But we've been here for years, and all those fans of esports, all those fans of wrestling have been there for years. And so I think it's the same kind of person who's gone through the same kind of struggle to see what they love grow to be as big as it currently is.
Oh.
All the time. We try to play as much as we can. So.
That's why they made a gaming channel.
Yeah. So a lot of times when we get to the shows, we have to get there very early. And so I'll try to just find a room that's empty and set up my stuff so we can play games, so we can film for the channel. If we're in the airport and we have a layover, I'll get my stuff out and we'll have tournaments for stuff. People that are walking by, they'll jump in and play with us. When we're on airplanes, we're constantly playing games. And so we try to play as much as we can, because when we're at home, we normally have, that's like our cool down time, relax. Yeah. And so it's a tight schedule, like you said, but we find a way.
You make it work. It's kind of relaxation. English for me. Yeah, that's all the languages in my head. It's kind of relaxation time, for us or for me. If you're on the plane, now with Nintendo Switch, it's so you can just play. For me, League, it's very cool because I can just shut off, watch, enjoy, play League. Like you said, I played it in airport lounges. If I have an hour, there's a game to be played. So where there's a will, there's a way, and it's fun, it's passion. So here's the fun part. I just started playing League about a year ago when we did it with WWE, and this is my first full year, and it's been incredible. It's been awesome, and it's so much to take in. I watch some LCS, obviously. I watched some LEC, and now I started watching LPL, and it's so cool to see how the different regions have different play styles, and you just see I'm excited about it. Different regions have different play styles, and the more I watch, is the more you learn the players. You get to know some of the players, you get to know some of the teams, and you just see it. And it's like with any other sports, I feel nowadays it's so much easier to follow, especially with our travel schedule. It's like I said, it's all over the place, but I can just watch a video on demand, or I look, and that's the good part about following all these, the LEC, the LCS, and the LPL. There's always almost a game on the weekends, because the time. So it's a lot of fun, So LPL it's so much fun to watch because it's so much action. It's so action packed, and while other regions can be more about the solo lanes and just kind of okay, let's just farm up for 10 minutes. LPL, it's all about the team fights. It's all about let's just throw the gauntlet down and let's go. it's amazing. I watched a lot of games, just recently, and it's like we're 15 minutes in. There's been already 13 kills, and 4 towers are down, and we're still going strong. And it's just that's the other part. It's like other regions, you watch a game, and like the end count is like 5 to 9 kills, and that's it, and it's a 30-minute game. LPL, we go. Even if you're down, you don't give up. It's just you keep going, you keep team fighting. It's so much fun to watch, and what I really enjoy too is the regionalized arenas. So different cities have different teams, have different arenas. So you see the different fans, you see the travel they have. I think the LPL fans are some of the most passionate with all the signs, which is very similar to the WWE. They make the signs, they have the chants, they have, each player has their own stuff. It's just, it's amazing to watch. So I think that's what the LPL is like, the team fight, the action. It's very special. So anybody that hasn't watched LPL yet and loves League of Legends, definitely give it a shot.
Sorry?
If you're looking forward to the Worlds.
Oh, yes. So like Cesaro was saying, just being able to get into League this past year and see all the different players and all the different leagues and stuff like that. Anytime there's any sort of like world competition coming up, very, very excited about it, because it's the highest level of competition,
Yeah.
Just like in any other sport. For us in the States, like the Super Bowl is the biggest thing of the year, right? But so many people are watching the Super Bowl that don't even watch the regular season. So it's cool to see people gravitate towards League around the World Championships that might not necessarily watch it all year long, and then after the Worlds, like more people are playing, So there's always that turnaround, that evolution of the game every time the Worlds comes around.
Mm-hmm. Well, so obviously I know IG is hoping to defend, which is going to be first of all. So here's the thing: if they make it to Worlds, because they have a hard road ahead, right, with the playoffs, if they do, they have a great chance of winning it, because they've been in the groove over the last couple of the games. I think they're gonna be dominating in the first couple of rounds of the LPL playoffs. Hopefully, if they can keep that streak going, definitely a contender. Other than that, it's going to be very interesting to see what kind of style or meta is going to be successful at the Worlds, and how the different regions play with it, going to be interacting with each other. So I think that's just, there's no more safe pick. I feel there's no more like, okay, it used to be that the South Korean teams would just dominate, but now you can't, because like it's just the regions, everybody got so good, they have their own style. So now it's just going to be like, okay, let's watch the Worlds and let's see who starts doing well, and then who can adapt, and that's the fun part, So the ball prediction is IG will defend if they do well in the LPL playoffs.
See, there's too much stuff. There's too much. I can't make a prediction. RNG's winning the World Championships.
Thank you.
They're doing really well. I feel like it's anyone's game.
I think it's a great system, especially because people in that city automatically have a go-to team. And I think that one of the biggest things that it does is it helps bring people to League that may not have been a part of League before, because all of a sudden they hear that their team is the LPL champions, and they go, wait, what is LPL? What is League of Legends? And they go, wait, we have champions in the city? And now they start watching League. Now they're coming to the games, and now they're rooting for people. Now they've got signs, and they're supporting their local team. So I think that having the system or the franchising system, having cities with teams, it just does nothing but bring more people to the entire community. And what they say yesterday, that there's 21 servers.
21 servers among China.
And so like, the fact that there's that many servers, because there's that many people playing already, and now that there's these cities that have teams, even more people are going to start playing. So I think it's only something that will help cultivate even a better community here in China.
Yeah. Oh, LPL. Well, like I said, since we had the WWE versus NXT show match, I've been kind of falling in love with League of Legends, and you know, there was a chance. They were like, "Hey, would you like to go and watch some LPL?" And I'm like, "Yes, of course." You know, to me, it's the community in League of Legends has been amazing. You know, just it's awesome to see how like welcoming the community is, and then you know, just seeing the LPL and the Chinese fans, I was like, yes, definitely, I would like to go and experience it firsthand, because I feel, you know, if you watch it on TV and YouTube, it's cool. It's the same with WWE. If you watch it on television or on the network, it's great, but there's nothing like seeing it live. So, you know, that's why we come here September 21st. WWE is coming, you know, to China, and I think like anybody that's watched it, they should go see it live, because it's a different experience, the atmosphere, and that's why we wanted to see LPL live, because you hear a lot of good things. I want to experience it.
And one of the things that we've been doing the past couple of years is trying to bridge the gap between the gaming community and the WWE community, and like I said before, show everybody that they're the same kind of nerd. So if we can bring more people from our fan base to become viewers of the LPL, and bring people that love LPL to WWE, and now there's a good synergy there, because like Cesaro said, we're coming back to Shanghai September 21st to do a live show. So hopefully people from this event go, oh, remember those guys, let's go see them at their show. So it all works out, because it's like I said, League of Legends something that we love, WWE something that we love, and so for us they go hand in hand.
Okay, again, sorry. I said earlier, I think either FPX or IG, because FPX has been on a crazy run. You know, they've just been on fire. They're crazy high win rate, obviously, and also I feel like their players are just playing on a different level right now. So there's always this thing of like, okay, they have a few less rounds to play, they have a few days off. Does that benefit them, or does that make them rusty, so to speak, you know? While, for example, you know, like IG has to play from the beginning, so are they going to play themselves in form? But it's, like I said, like, it's a bold prediction, because, you know, there's many other teams that have been doing really well that can, you know, easily win as well. So
like RNG.
Like RNG, like, you know.
RNG!
There we go. So it's very hard, and that's what to me, that's always like playoffs. It's do or die, and that's the fun. You know, watch the underdog. You know, like who's the odd one out, who has to have a tough fight. So very, very difficult. But I say, where'd I go? I don't know. FPX or IG? One of the two. Hard choice.
100% RNG, because RNG is the greatest team in the LPL. They're taking it all. But one thing that is really interesting, side note, is the fact that we've been able to talk to a lot of people about the history of the LPL, and the fact that this is one of the most interesting, coolest playoffs that they've had so far, because there are newer teams that are coming in with a lot of new blood and with different styles of play than people that have been in it before. There are teams that have been in the playoffs and just kind of, they've been expected to be there and may not have had such easy roads this time. So this will be definitely an interesting time.
Feels like a generation shift.
Yeah.
Is in the making. So which ones of the traditional teams can hold on, and which ones can? So that's why it's so hard to predict too, because it's like, you know, who has the nerves? You know, so
is it going to be the older players who have had the opportunity and had the experience of being in the playoffs, of being on that stage in front of so many people playing and streaming in front of millions of people? Or is it going to be the newer players who may not have had that experience, but they've got this different style of play, and they want to make a name for themselves, so they might be a little bit hungrier? We don't know. And so, like you said, it's making it a little bit harder to pick. I've always played video games, just ever since I was little. That was kind of how I made friends when I was younger. And if I didn't play video games, then I would have never made friends. I would have never talked to other kids. I would have just kind of just stayed in my room and not gone outside. I was just very to myself, very, very, I don't know, just like out of touch, just hard to talk to people. And so video games helped me with that, which helped me get into playing sports, which helped me get into being in show choir, so it's singing and dancing in front of people. It helped me get into cheerleading, which helped me get into WWE. All of these different things because I played video games. So without video games, I definitely wouldn't be sitting at this desk with you guys talking about League of Legends and sitting in Shanghai about to see the LPL playoffs. Like, video games are essentially what has made me into who I am today.
Yeah, I mean, similar for me. Video games, the first, like if I think of video games, my first memory was just playing it with my brother, just with my brother, with my best friend. We would just have fun, play video games, and now it's the same thing. I'm, playing video games with my brothers and my best friends and just having a good time. It's like that community aspect, and that's why I like, we talked about the LPL and the different franchises with the city. It's like, it's that aspect of like, us, let's go watch our team. Like that's what I miss. Like coming from Switzerland, every town has their football team, soccer, football, has their football team, and you just support them. You go no matter what, that's your thing. And it's like there's this new thing with esports that you can do, and it's just video games have always been to me fun. That something you do with your friends and you time off. Like they used to have board games, now you have video games, and it's just fun. Top lane, always top lane when I can. My backup pick is support, not that good. Top lane signature picks would be Sion, my number one, Garen, Nasus, all the tanks. Trying to pick up some more Poppy, just trying different champions. I feel like the longer I play, the more I want to try different champs, but I feel most safe with good old Sion.
And I like Jinx, and I'm very bad. That is how I'll answer that. That's kind of what we're trying to do now already while we're still with WWE. We
trying to work our way in here, trying to. That's what it's working.
We didn't come to Shanghai for no reason. No. We would love to be to play some role within esports. He knows.
Let us know if you.
Whether it's hosting, whether it's getting knowledgeable enough to become casters, anything like that.
Well, I think our time for becoming pro is long gone.
Yeah.
Long gone.
Yeah, we might be.
Maybe 20 years.
You know what?
Truly.
We're probably more of the making a team kind of people.
Yeah. With the
reflexes.
Come on. Yeah.
But yeah, esports is something that has grown, obviously, at a crazy rate. But the thing that we think is missing from it is that live event aspect. And so, coming from the world of WWE, we do 4 or 5, sometimes 6 live events a week, and that's all over the world, different town every single day. We're on the road 300 plus days a year. So live events are our bread and butter. We are taught, educated, trained on how to get people emotionally invested into the stories that we are creating in this world that we have created. And so we want to take what we've learned from WWE, from traveling the world doing this, and bring that knowledge to esports, because as it has grown, like I said, at an exponential rate, we still feel like there's a lot of growth to be had. And one of the things, like we said before, having the franchisement with having teams being in certain cities, that's brought people that weren't fans of League into being fans of League. And so we feel like bringing that kind of entertainment and charisma aspect might bring even more people that aren't fans of League into being fans of League. And so that's all we kind of want to do is learn from esports, bring what we know from wrestling into esports, and hopefully by the time we're done wrestling, we are doing something full-time in this realm, because that's best case scenario. Especially in wrestling, learning from the guys and girls who came before us, it was very hard for them once they got done, because they didn't have anything else. They just wrestled, and there's a lot that goes into that. And so whether they didn't have time to put into anything else, whether they weren't thinking about what would happen later, we've been able to learn from them and sitting and talking with them. And so we've always learned, try to build something for yourself. So, because when you're done wrestling, you don't want it to start over from scratch. And so fingers crossed that we're making the right moves. So when we stop doing this, we can come and do this.
Yeah, and we just want to have fun.
Yes.
Like what the difference is, or what's it lacking?
Lacking. League of Legends lacking.
Like what's missing?
Yes.
Oh, I think that's a tough question. I think not. It's
Such as infrastructure, investment, or viewers, etc.
yeah. I don't think anything is missing. I think everything is there. It's just it's learning. It's growing, and that's just like that's nothing you can like just fix or something, because I feel like especially with like as the leagues get bigger, as the teams get bigger, there's more storylines, there's more stories behind the scenes, there's more things going on that you see in the highlight packages. That's like, oh, this player came from this team and now he's playing over here, now he's playing against his former best friend, how are they gonna, and it's just that needs time. Like in the first season you don't have those stories, in the second you don't either. Now we're like it's 2019, it's been around for almost 10 years, right? So LPL is like, there's so many stories, there's so many new kids coming up now. He's facing off against his former idol, so there's that story. It's just it's that aspect that it just takes time, and I feel like LPL and esports are on the right track of making that. I think what I personally wish is that some of the players would talk a little bit more crap because like you need people who are just very focused, and matter of fact, you need people who kind of talk crap, and that gives a good mix, So maybe that's the one thing.
That's what we're gonna bring. We're gonna teach everybody how to trash talk. Yes. So with creating Up Up Down Down, the greatest YouTube channel of all time, go subscribe if you have yet to subscribe already. Thank you very much. We're almost at 2 million subscribers. I'd appreciate it. Thank you. It's difficult in the sense of trying to figure out time to do certain things. Right now, like, we're in a pretty good groove. It took a while to get to where we are, but now we're at a position where I have a small briefcase that holds my laptop, which is like 25 pounds. It's so big. I have my camera to record. I've got microphones. I've got tripods, and I keep all that in one case, and that's my on-the-go studio. And then I've got fantastic team members, Craig over here, who comes and helps film. But balancing that with being a WWE superstar, so we've got shows. For me, since I'm on SmackDown, we go Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, and then on a normal schedule, we'd go home for a few days. But with the YouTube channel, we'll fly to China and come check out the playoffs for the LPL, so I won't go home this week, So it's an interesting balance, but again, we're trying to build something for after wrestling. So in my head, I'd much rather build that now and feel the stress and pressure of having essentially two jobs now, so that once wrestling is done, I've got this one job, and now it feels like this stress has been lifted off of my shoulders, and this becomes even easier. Because right now it's you're right, it's a balancing act at times, and League of Legends has started to play much larger role in the past year, because we've had Cesaro, who's gotten into it so much, so he's been kind enough to lend us his time and do a lot of stuff that has to do with League of Legends. And so for things like this, as you can already tell, much more knowledgeable about League than I am. He's our resident League expert. And so anytime that we get to come out and do things like this, just watching him and how excited he is, and seeing him absorb all the information. We were talking yesterday to people, and he's taking notes on the teams and what happened here. I woke up on the flight, and I see him across the way on his computer. He's downloaded a bunch of the matches that have happened already with the LPL. For me, I love seeing that. The fact that me creating this gaming channel has given him the opportunity to get into League of Legends, which has helped me get into League of Legends. And talking to people here today, just saying, oh, I got into League because I had a friend who was knowledgeable about it, and they kind of held my hand along the way. Like, that's how I feel with Cesaro. He's my big buddy who knows a lot about League of Legends. So it's been very fun. But yeah, it's been playing a solid part in all of the esports stuff we've been doing.
Yeah, no, very excited to be it sounds so cliche, but it's so true. We're so excited to be here in China, and just to meet all our fans, because when people always ask me, what's your favorite thing about being a WWE superstar? To me, is the fact that I can travel the world and meet and interact with all kinds of different fans. And thanks to, Austin and Up Up Down Down, that's not just wrestling fans, that's also League of Legends fans. And just to see the community and the passion that people have, it's awesome because we have a lot of passion about WWE and about wrestling and what we do. And just to share that passion and see how passionate our fans here in China are, it's absolutely amazing. So thank you very much. I hope we come back many more times. You're coming back September 21st.
Yes.
I'm not.
September 21st. You'll be on the next one.
I'll be here again.
September 21st. Make sure you come check us out in Shanghai. WWE, the greatest live show ever. You get to see all this up close and personal.
Up close and personal. Yeah.
All of that up close and personal. But yeah, like Cesaro said, thank you very much for your support. Thank you to everybody in the LPL who has been so accepting and so kind and shown us around the studio, just giving us all this awesome information and showing us nothing but love. We appreciate that because we are on our journey of making sure that people know that WWE superstars aren't just guys with muscles, guys and girls with muscles who scream and punch each other in the face. We got these things too, and we can do this. So thank you. And subscribe to my YouTube channel, please.
And score a GG.
Yes. Up, down, down.
GG.
RNG!
I think you have a team.
Yeah.
I think you have a team.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Why is RNG your team?